So, good morning everyone and welcome to Cloud Foundry Day here in Karlsruhe. I'm excited to be here today as the chair of the governance board for the Cloud Foundry Foundation representing SAP. Alongside me is my colleague Beyhan Veli, chair of the Technical Oversight Committee, and together we will walk you through the updates on the community, our experiences and what's coming next. So for SAP, Cloud Foundry is a critical platform that we rely on to manage hundreds of thousands of applications across different hyperscalers. It allows us to provide a seamless developer experience for our teams working on large scale business applications. We are proud to be part of this community and to contribute to a platform and bring so much value to enterprises worldwide. I come here to the second slide. So I want to talk about this slogan you see here on the back. It just runs. Because there's an interesting story behind this phrase. As operators of the platform, SAP is responsible for managing some of the largest cloud workloads globally. Cloud Foundry enables us to scale efficiently and maintain operational excellence, while it is critical for us and our customers. In one of our regular meetings with developers, many of whom use the platform for massive scale, we presenting updates and new features. We open the floor for questions, expecting to get into technical discussions. But instead, there was a brief pause. Nothing. And then this was followed by a developer saying, "It just runs." And by that, we got a lot of thumbs ups. And that was it. No major questions, no issues, just simple acknowledgement that Cloud Foundry was doing exactly what it is designed for, running smoothly. For us, that moment really summed up the value of the platform, where developers appreciate that they could rely on Cloud Foundry for stability, scalability and ease of use. It was such a memorable experience that we decided to print "It just runs" on this t-shirt, which I'm wearing today. That's the power of Cloud Foundry. It provides an environment where developers can focus on building while the platform handles the heavy lifting behind the scenes. We are proud to support this platform, and I'm confident that many of you share the appreciation for how it simplifies the complexity of complex cloud native development. With that, I now hand over to Beyhan, who will give a deeper look into the community updates and share what's ahead of Cloud Foundry. Beyhan, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Stephan. Hello. It's finally Cloud Foundry Day. I'm so happy to be here. Maybe some of you also checked the countdown on the event page. I was doing that from time to time. How many actually for the first time at Cloud Foundry Day? Could you please raise your hand? Wow! Welcome! So, as Stephan mentioned, I will provide updates from the community and from the Technical Oversight Committee, since we had the Cloud Foundry Day at Heidelberg last year. So I won't talk about so much how the foundation is organized, but if you are interested into that, maybe we can check our presentation from last year. And now, without the people here, actually the event wouldn't happen. And I also want to thank Deb, Chris, and Ram, and Nicole for organizing the event. Really great that we have Cloud Foundry Day again in Europe. And Chris actually mentioned it already. So we didn't use AI to select talks and build a schedule. So we had a real program committee, the people on the slide. If you have any feedback, I heard already one. If you have any feedback about the schedule, how we should do better next year, please reach out to me or someone else. Benjamin is also here in person. So we had more than 50 submissions. Thanks to everyone who submitted a talk this year. I think the schedule is there is something for everyone, and I'm sure you will enjoy your drink when we are done here. And now coming to the community updates. So on the governing board side, the governing board actually is responsible for the strategic decisions and financial matters of the foundation. And here we have James Waters, who replaced Catherine for Broadcom. This was actually also announced during the last CloudFound Day in New York. And another update here is I've been elected for Technical Oversight Committee Chair. And with that, I have the duty to provide updates to the board during the board meetings. So the board has 3 to 4 meetings per year, and they are closed for the board. And the board decided now to have a chair, as mentioned. So Stephan stepped into this role, and his responsibilities are to organize the topics of the board. Coming to the Technical Oversight Committee, so we are responsible in the Technical Oversight Committee for the technical enablement of the community. For example, the automation of the GitHub organization we have for the foundation is owned by us. We also own the process, how changes are introduced to the community, and larger technical changes are introduced to the platform, the so-known request for comment process. And here in the Technical Oversight Committee, we had elections this year, and Ruben's and my seat there were open for election. We had only 2 submissions here, 2 candidates. Most probably you can guess who were the candidates. So today we have Amelia, we have Ruben, and we have Stephan in person, and me obviously. If you have any feedback or ideas how can we improve the technical enablement of the community, please reach out to us. Coming to the working groups, we have 9 of them in the foundation. So the working groups have their own scope of responsibilities, and each working group can have 1 or more technical leads responsible for the technical decision in the working group, and execution leads. The execution lead, 1 or more again, they are responsible for organizing the working group, coordinating everything in the working group. And here we have now a new working group, the Docs working group, which is responsible for the CF documentation, and Anita Fleck is the lead here. In the App Runtime Interface platform working group, we had Eric Malm as a co-lead for a certain time of period. But Eric is not anymore with Broadcom, and he also decided to step out from his role. But Eric was a long-term contributor to our community, and he shaped significantly the new model we have, the new structure we have in the community. That's why I want to thank Eric for all his contributions to our community. Coming to the Foundation Infrastructure Working Group, we don't have any updates here. Ruben and myself, we are here. If you have any questions, you please ask us. And on the App Runtime Interfaces Working Group, we have a new execution lead. Stefan Merker is now the execution lead of the working group, and Greg is the technical lead here. Service management, also no updates. The Paketo working group, they have a slightly different organization than all other working groups. And they had their steering committee elections this year. The position of Jan was open for election, and he was re-elected. vulnerability management working group, we have Thomas Dahlhofer here as new tech lead of the working group, together with Paul Warren, who is the execution lead here. Runtime deployments, we don't have any updates here. And last but not least, the CFO on Kubernetes working group. We have a new execution lead here with Andrew Widrock. And Dave Walter is a new tech lead together with Georgi. I also brought some statistics with me, like last year I had some. So in the community we have the approvers and reviewers role introduced when we reorganize how our community is, our community model back 2022. And so the reviewers, they can review PRs and provide feedback on the PRs, and approvers, they have rights to merge PRs and other responsibilities to maintain the projects. And the numbers are developing positively, which is really good, I think. I don't think that we can derive any conclusions from this, but it's positive that the numbers are going up. And those are only the active ones. So because we have in the community automation which checks the activity of the people. I have also another statistics about the so-known RFCs I mentioned. And I selected here only the technical ones which introduce changes to the platform. So an RFC is required when a change has impact to multiple working groups or multiple components of the platform. And these are the numbers since we introduced this process back 2022. I think from the diagram we can see that the process is well adopted in the community. The numbers are increases, and also I think the community is interested to evolve the platform because this year we have already 9, and I also heard about two, 3 new ideas here. And now coming to the TLC updates. We had some new working group areas. So within the working group, there are sub-areas which split the responsibilities within the working group. And we have the Stratus project, which is active again. So you will hear more about this, and it's in App Runtime Interface working group. Also, SAP decided to contribute to Terraform provider for Cloud Foundry. This is a new implementation based on latest Terraform and using the V3 APIs of CF. We have also the Cloud Native Build Packs integration as a new working group area in the App Runtime Platforms working group. And we had other projects like GoTools, Prometheus, Bosch, AliCloud, CPI. They decided to move from the Cloud Foundry community organization in GitHub to the Cloud Foundry one because it's managed by the foundation. In the TUC, we are also experimenting to how we can monitor or make transparent the progress of the RFCs. That's why it's not quite well visible, but that's why we decided to create meta issues in the community repository we have for each RFC. And within those meta issues, people can link all the PRs and tasks which are required to implement an RFC. In example here, the Cloud Native Build Pack integration into Cloud Foundry, you can nicely see that all the implementation is done and only the documentation is open. So this brings somehow a transparency in what is the state of an RFC. And I also I want to briefly touch on the RFCs we had in this year. So the first one is about adopting the Ubuntu Noble Numbat release as an operating system for Cloud Foundry. Also, we had 2 RFCs for the Cloud Native Build Pack integration into Cloud Foundry. One RFC 27, which wants to introduce generic. Okay, so the RFC 27 aims to introduce generic configurations to the routing stack, which will be actually the infrastructure to build additional features on top, like per application route configurations or per application timeout configuration, which is only possible in globally at the moment. The next RFC wants to change how the CF SSH connection is set up. So at the moment it is using the standard SSH port, which is reported as an issue by some vulnerability checks, and this RFC wants to use the HTTP port for the connection and close the SSH port. And last but not least, we have the RFC 30, which wants to introduce a new alternative how the service binding information is provided to the application in the application container. At the moment, we have only the so-known VCAP services environment variable, and this one wants to provide a file-based approach. And now there are also some RFCs still in discussion. For example, we want to establish the foundation as a CVE numbering authority. This is needed when we discover CVE vulnerabilities in the Cloud Foundry code itself. Also, the CF API v2 are deprecated since, I think, 2021, if I recall that correctly. And the RFC here wants to clarify how we can remove the support for v2. From the platform. And last but not least, there is an RFC which wants to extend the org manager permissions so that an org manager can onboard new users to a CF deployment. This is only possible with an admin user at the moment, and it's not optimal if you need to share the admin user across multiple teams. And now I thought having a presentation without AI is boring. Last year I had a slide where I asked ChatGPT why we should use Cloud Foundry. And this was the answer. It's quite verbose, and it's not quite clear what are the main values of Cloud Foundry. And I decided to ask again ChatGPT the same question and see what is the answer this year, whether ChatGPT improved here, learned more about Cloud Foundry. And here is what I got. I think ChatGPT improved. The main values of Cloud Foundry are highlighted and more focused. And they nicely extend to what Stephan actually explained. And at this point, I am also asking myself why we are talking about changing the platform. We have everything. From where the drive to change is coming. And I was thinking, how can I get an answer or at least understand from where the change drive is coming? And if we compare the Cloud Foundry product life cycle to the human life stages, we can say that the Cloud Foundry is beyond the childhood of a human, because every parent knows that it doesn't matter how good the baby or the child is sleeping, you have to wake at night. There are always situations we have to wake up at night. And also with Cloud Foundry, we had those situations, I can recall. 6-7 years back, we had such situations, but we are beyond this stage. I think we are also beyond the stage of a teenager, because we have a platform, we have an abstraction which no one challenge. It is not a function as a service or container as a service, it's an application as a service. And here, I think we are in some mid-age human stage, if we compare that. And the change drivers are mostly coming from the changing environment, new tools arising, and also from the another aspect, how successful you've been. So depending on that, you need to deal with a different scale. And here I think we should react on those change forces, and reacting to them, I think we should keep in mind which values brought us until here. And thank you for your attention, and enjoy the Cloud Founder Day.